Leslie rotary speakers are cool and make things sound haunted. This one is terrific and terrifying. I personally like the way the drive degrades the signal, even if it gives the guitar a spooky texture. I would say this pedal fits better in the keyboard realm, but you'll see what it sounds like with the guitar going through it. Good work, Fender.
All right! Yes!
Who you calling Pinhead?
You, Pinwheel, because you're the Pinwheel Rotary Speaker now. Now just make a really loud noise out of your mouth and it'll be just like...
You can call me Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. Hello, Leslie.
That's enough of that.
Okay.
So this is kind of an interesting pedal. I mean, I get the idea of a Leslie cabinet. For those who are unfamiliar, it's a piece of furniture. It looks like a refrigerator, like a vampire's refrigerator is what a Leslie cabinet looks like. The big ones, they make them a little different now, but I have an uncle who has a few of like the vintage ones. And the idea behind it, put very simply, is that it is like an amp. You're running signal into it, and the main feature of that amp and the speaker is that that speaker is just twirling like a goddamn ballerina in there and giving it sort of that warbly sound, projecting sound in every direction, and again, giving it just a very warbly sound. That might be
Great.
understood.
A lot of organ players use Leslie's.
It's synonymous with like the B3 Hammond B3 organ. This pedal actually has a keyboard input and stereo inputs and stereo outputs with an expression pedal.
Yeah.
So that gives it a lot of flexibility. If I'm going, before you even say anything about it, I'm gonna not give you the chance to say anything before I say, I kind of dig it.
Do you?
A little.
Yeah.
When you were doing some of like the harmonic stuff, it sounded like a Hammond, and
The harmonics content was nice.
because you could drive those Leslies. They had amps in them. I don't know if they were tube or not. I should have done my research. But you could drive them. They would get a little grainy, a little dirty. They weren't meant for
They
total...
weren't perfect at all.
Yeah, they weren't totally meant for pristine. Like that sort of dirty, burnt out organ sound. It just sort of...
Deep purple, stuff like that.
Yeah, like that's a big part of that sound. Obviously the Hammond being instrumental to that, but the Leslie is a big part of that sound. This pedal's kind of dope.
It's pretty cool.
I like Leslie. I like that sound.
Me too.
I think it's a great sound. The pedal is a little interesting to wrap your head around. I guess a couple of like housekeeping notes for those who are unaware. When you are breaking in between the modes, you're going between fast and slow. You are setting fast and slow. So that's why I kind of didn't go through every single knob, because I think we could get like the full expression of the pedal by looking at just the drive functionality and then oscillating between fast and slow on each of the 3 modes. So that's kind of what's going on. So if you want to go back and look back at the video, you can see we're in mode 1, going back and forth, fast and slow. Mode 2, fast and slow. Mode 3, fast and slow.
The only thing I didn't like about this pedal
Yeah. Oh no.
is that the drive function could be really gritty in a way that, to me as a guitar player, is just unfamiliar, I think. I think it can be really harsh, and I think a lot of that comes down to whatever your dynamic control of your picking hand or finger hand is. If you're like using fingers or using a pick. I think that some people would think of it as like a drive pedal, but it's not necessarily. It's more to give it more harmonic content, like a saturation would, like on an acoustic guitar, brings out some of those harmonics more. So I don't think it's necessarily a critique that it's bad, necessarily. I think it's just more like unfamiliar. And I would have to find new ways to use that harmonic content.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Oh, I have nothing bad to say about it. I'm just unfamiliar with how to play with that style of
It
sound.
is not your traditional guitar drive.
No.
It is not like a drive, overdrive distortion. It's sort of a garbled, it's very wonky. I'm a dirty dude, so like...
Who you calling Dirty Dan?
So, and so I thought like just sort of the gnarliness of it was cool. I like that it didn't sound like a distortion pedal. I bet dollars to donuts, if you put like a Nord or an old Wurlitzer or
absolutely.
anything through this, I mean, if you put a new Nord through an old, Leslie Rotary or an old B3 through this, I think each of those could hang.
You don't have to bring a vampire fridge.
Oh, yeah, it is one. They're vampire fridges.
You don't have to bring one. You can just bring this pedal, which is,
It's a mouse casket. Actually, it's even big for that. This thing's
You want to join my band?
mouse casket.
Yeah.
Modest mouse casket. This petty pedal is heavy. It is a brick. It just heads up. I don't know what that has to do with anything.
They found a way to shrink down reality, and inside of it
Make it
is a Leslie. There's actually like a real Leslie in there.
Shut up. Honey, I Shrunk the Leslie?
Yeah. Who you calling Pinhead?